Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hampton, Georgia, the site of Atlanta Motor Speedway, here for tonight's coverage of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Victory Fuel Cup Series, Atlanta 250 here on Full Throttle Sim Television. My name is Brody Hanna. In the booth with me is Tony Solari. And Tony, we have a Super Speedway, another Super Speedway race tonight. But man, this one presents a lot of different challenges and a lot of obstacles for our drivers tonight.
This is this is not your typical super speedway. A couple years ago, they repaved this place, and I wasn't a huge fan of the old place just because I wasn't great at it. But it's nothing like the new place, and the new place is a white knuckle ride around this mile-and-a-half track. It's fast, it's tight, and it could be very, very, very stressful by the end of the race for these drivers. I'm glad we're in the booth this week.
Yeah, I've run this race a couple times before in different cars, and this is a very stressful race because it's like a super speedway. You're right on top of each other, but you got a mile less to figure out what you're doing here, Tony. It happens so quickly here. The runs happen quickly, the corners come up quickly, and you add the fact that the track is narrow, 3 grooves in the middle of the corners, and it widens out to about 5 grooves on the front stretch, almost twice as wide on the front stretch than it is when you funnel down into the corner in turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to see a lot of three wide action going on tonight, but there's going to be maybe that scraggler that unfortunately got trapped a lap down or whatever, and we might see that three wide action happen, with a single car on the outside. But yeah, it is very tight. You're constantly turning. The moves are going to be minimum at best, and you're going to have to maybe try to be a little bit bold to make a spot. The wild thing too is, especially in the truck race, we had predominant outside and inside line. So it really wasn't kind of like what we saw last week at Daytona, where the outside line was struggling. This track had it all the whole race.
Yeah, it's we talk about how stressful and how hard and how important it is, how chaotic it can be out here, but it can be a lot of fun too. The guys can have a lot of fun out here tonight. It can be fun with the runs you generate and the moves you can make and everything else. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be fun for us to call, fun for you guys to watch for sure. It's going to be entertaining, exciting around every corner. Like I said, with the challenges of this track, you got the 3 grooves, 3 lanes in the middle, the 5 lanes out front. It's going to provide a lot of exciting action for sure for us to watch and kind of see how these guys tackle this. Well, let's take a step back and look at last week's results from Daytona. Richie Coy getting it done that at Daytona, holding off Brian Dixon, Victor Fluger. Good for the points for some of those guys to start off the week strong last week at Daytona. Of course, it was the Super Speedway last week, but I feel like this week is going to be a completely different beast.
Oh, well, totally. Just for everything we've already said. I mean, it's a similar racing style, but you got to do it in a smaller package. So everything's a little bit cramped. And again, it is a white knuckle ride around here. You are constantly just checking your mirrors, checking what's going where, paying attention to the car, making sure you're not going below that stripe, especially in the front stretch in the tri-oval. It's just there's a lot going on, and bad things can happen real fast as well. But yeah, if you can survive these two, you got Richie, Brian, Victor in the top 3 right now. Even Brian Bliss sitting in 4th. This is a great way to start the season if you can master these and maybe throw a little bit of luck into the mix.
Looking at the points are really important as well. It's important to get off to a strong start here. With 14 races in this A season, you look at the points Richie Coy leading, and those wins, they stack up a little bit quicker, Tony, a little more, a good bit more points for winning these races. So winning is important, but maintaining a good points position, but within the first couple of races is very important as well. Starting off in the 2 super speedways does not help that case.
No, it definitely hurts, especially if you're involved in some of the incidents. But again, if you got that mindset where you just want to get clean through the first couple of races here this season, you're probably going to do pretty well. I mean, we got a road course coming up next week too, so another variable in the mix. So it's going to suit some drivers that are a little bit lucky, really.
There's the schedule. Of course, Atlanta this week or Echo Park Speedway. Then we had the Circuit of the Americas. That's going to be a lot of fun. A road course challenge. Then we had the Phoenix, which is a whole nother flat track. A lot of braking challenge, there. Then we finally get to the mile and a half at Las Vegas. And then we had to Darlington, which is a challenge of its own. Very interesting schedule. A lot of fun tracks coming up for the drivers.
Well, you say finally getting into a mile and a half. We are at a mile and a half, but just as a reminder to all the viewing audience, it's so different of a mile and a half than what we're normally coming to. And I don't know, I hope maybe they bring it back to the old style, or maybe a hybrid at some point in the future.
Well, there were talks of maybe getting rid of the restrictor plate package or whatever the drafting package they have here, and maybe going back once the track ages a little bit. I hope that is the case. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun to see
Yeah.
that kind of mix of really high banks and high speed action with some horsepower. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad experiment, and it is kind of fun, if you're having good luck, but and if you got a decent cart, but otherwise it's pretty stressful. I don't know if a lot of the drivers out there really enjoy it, but yeah, it's going to be fun to watch for sure. Excitement. We saw some excitement last night in the real race, and we'll see what we're going to have tonight.
It's going to be an exciting race for sure. The Atlanta 250 here on tap tonight for the Victory Fuel Cup Series. Should be a lot of fun seeing what these guys can do with these cars around this track. You're in for a treat for sure. But they're getting ready. They're gridding up. Qualifying is complete. Let's kick it over to our starting lineup for the Atlanta 250. On pole tonight is that number 28 machine, the Chevrolet of Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. Gets it done in qualifying. He'll start from P1. On the outside of the front row, just like last week, the 19 of Richie Coy will take the green flag starting in P2. Third place is going to go to the 34. That is Brandon Fetterplace in his Toyota. And to his outside, the Chevrolet of Kevin Ruff, number 99. Starting in fifth, the 83, that is Tim Wortman Jr. in his Chevy, with another Chevy teammate to his outside, the 53, Alexander Hodge. Seventh spot is going to go to the 18, that is J.P. Burns, and to his outside, the 91, that is Stephen Hassett. Tyler Bowers will take the green flag from ninth position in his number 94 Toyota for Hot Lap Heroes. To his outside is a pseudo teammate, the 03, Brian Dixon in his Chevrolet. 11th spot going to go to the 33, that is Ben Tracy. And 12th spot to the 57, that is Jonathan Atkins. 13th for Julio Villalobos in the number 45 Chevrolet. 14th spot going to go to the 61, that is Joshua Gaiman.
All right, starting 15th, we have Cameron King in the 92. Then we have Mason Hoffner in the 30, starting 16th. Lewis Meglin in car number 43 in the 17th spot. Derek Katz, 18th spot in car 29. Victor Fluger in the 21st car in the 19th spot. And then you have Nick Elford in the 98 car in the 20th spot. Ryan Huff, 21st spot in the 93. David Duran, 22nd spot in the 51. Kermit Henn in the 84 car in spot number 23. Lane Allen, car 14, spot 24. Alan Duranco, car 2 in the 25th spot. Casey McMullen, 26th spot, 72. Then you have Wayne Grossi in car 7 in the 27th spot. James Torrey in car 6 in the 28th spot. I'm not in the race, but I'm there. And then you have Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. in car 12 in the 30th spot. And then Brian Bliss in car number 8 in the 31 spot. But really 30 drivers out there, so pretty good field, small track, a lot of drafting.
Should be a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of cars to pack on this tight track. 30 drivers taking the green flag here tonight. And we got a Fitzpatrick bookending both ends of the field. Junior up front, senior at the back. So we'll see how these guys get it done. Again, we got some guys that I got to watch that are starting kind of deep. Nick Alford starting deep in the field, 20th position for his qualifying efforts. He's going to have to come from the back there. There's a few guys back there that are going to be strong but had a bad qualifying run. We'll see if they can work their way to the front.
Well, it's going to be one of them tracks where we got the super speedway trends, where you're going to see some guys kind of hang out back, and they're just going to kind of ride around. I mean, we don't have stage till lap 45, so they got plenty of time to maybe make up some points later on. Again, it's just going to be a night of survival.
All right, with the pace cars going to pull off, Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. going to lead them down. Richie Core on the outside as they approach the Echo Park restart zone. Green flag flies, and we are green here at Atlanta.
No slips or slops. Everybody okay. A couple people swiping left already, though, getting in that inside line.
Enter turn one. That inside lane got a really good jump. Fitzpatrick, Fetter place. Fitzpatrick, Fetter place, and then Wortman on the inside.
Yeah, they're definitely heading this train right now. It looks like the outside line, though, starting to kind of ramp up a little bit here. Everybody's just trying to get up to speed and kind of get organized as well.
Talk about how
there's going to be some pushing.
Yeah, there's going to be some big runs too. These guys going to have some runs.
And not from what they ate either. They're going to be pretty good arrow runs. And it really, you just got to get, like Richie Coy right now sitting lead pack on the outside line. He's going to have to do a little bit of side drag.
Yeah, it looks like they've
Maybe
kind
try
of
to get that car up under him too.
some guys already given up on the outside lane, diving to the inside. So you're starting to see that outside already starting to deteriorate. These guys know they have to get to lap 45. We didn't talk about the lap count. Lap 45 is the stage caution.
Yeah, they're going to have to. They basically just got to ride around, and I believe they should have enough fuel to actually make that stage without having to worry about a pit stop. But again, if you see any unfortunateness, we might see a few handful of guys coming in for some tires. I believe the tires are going to wear a little bit. It looks like Wortman kind of wants that outside line if Richie gets up to him, and Richie said that outside line is starting to close in a little bit.
Yep, there's Richie Coy on the outside of J.P. Burns in that number 18. New number, new look for the 18 of Burns, or for J.P. Burns. He's usually in the 99 in trucks. Graduated Cup here in the 18 car from Toyota. Elevated Esports, I'm sure happy to have him up there.
He's looking pretty good in that the Gums Automotive Napa car there right now. I'm just kind of watching that outside line. I mean, Kevin Ruff really isn't leaning too hard on Richie, and I think that's why that line is kind of struggling a little bit.
You might not want that early on anyway. You got to fill out your car, see what it's going to do here in the draft. I know some of these guys got some practice in the draft, but you haven't practiced with all the cars out there like this usually, and so sometimes your car can handle a little bit differently.
Yeah, well, I say that though too, but the top three are kind of spread out a little bit. Nobody's really on anybody right now. Better Place was able to get Fitzpatrick out for an early boost there, but he hasn't been really leaning on him since.
Well, if I know Richie too, he's probably okay just kind of hanging out up there, probably not pushing the issue too much, and he's okay with the 99, not really pressing the issue there, just kind of logging some laps at this point, learning what your car is going to do, just filling things out right now.
Yeah, and that's not a bad strategy with 45 lap until the stage. I mean, if they can stay green, you might need a little bit of car handling at the end. I remember the truck race on Wednesday. My truck was starting to get a little bit tight there in the corners on a longer run, so there could be a little bit of tire disadvantage here.
Well, up front, Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. just cruising out there right now, leading this race. Better Place right behind him, Tim Wortman in third. Those guys have not been challenged yet, but the battle is on for fourth as Richie Coy continues to run to the outside of J.P. Burns in that 18 machine.
Yeah, and I imagine if there's a little bit of break that Richie can find, I can almost see him going down low, just because I know how much he likes the inside lane. I prefer, just because of the tightness of this track, especially how quickly the trial comes up on you, I like being in the inside lane myself. To me, this seems like the safer of the two options.
Well, if you're on the outside, you got more room to work with when things kind of bottle up. That's a good thing. But in the corners, when something happens into the corner, you know where they're going. I mean, there's the cars naturally travel up the track, and sometimes they'll be right. And there you go. Who's that moved out in front of him? Tyler Bowers?
Yeah. Yeah, they had a little run in front of Richie. I mean, the outside lane stalled. Tyler Bowers said, all right, let me get up there. Looks like Richie's now going to lean on Tyler. And that might be, you just might need a new leader up front and, a guy willing to give him a little bit of a push there. And it looks like Richie might try to get that line to propel now.
I'm not so sure that would be the issue. I feel like the 99 is usually, as you see a car off the pace down there, I think it's James Torrey.
Yeah, James Torrey.
But the 99, we've seen in the past willing to give those pushes. But now you see the three of them kind of leaning on each other.
Yeah, he's giving the push now. That's not the ideal time to be pushing, when the pusher's already being pushed.
How many times have we heard that? Don't push the pusher.
Don't push the pusher.
And when you start with 2 super speedways in a row for the season, you kind of hear that a lot.
You should have the practice. Yeah, well, you should have the practice as well for it, too. But you could see, though, too, I mean, even something like that, I mean, the 94 and the 19, they were kind of moving a little bit forward though, and then Cabin kind of got up to the bumper there and kind of stalled out that line. I mean, we're still going to see those checkups, a little bitty checkup or a little bitty bobble in either line, especially in the front end of these lines. It's definitely going to slow the line down.
Well, they've worked back up beside the 18 of J.P. Burns again, so they've moved back to where they were. At least that outside lane has. Even with the fourth place car, let's see if they can continue that momentum.
Yeah, I'm kind of going through the back of the field. I mean, they really only have, what is it, only 7 cars on the outside line right now. The last guys is Lewis Meglin and Kermit Henn, and they're 17th, 18th in position, but they're all single file behind them. So really the outside line is it doesn't have a whole lot of people. But again, if you're just out there to ride around and make some laps and get to that stage, it's pretty much the way to go.
Could be the case. And one thing to remember too back there, if you're riding towards the back of the field and you see 7 cars up there, you might be tempted to pull up there and pull up behind them if you're running like 20th or so, or 30th even back there. As you see a yellow car back there decide to do that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I seen Wayne Grassi up there. And
And here comes another car back there.
Like you said. Well, and that's the thing. Yeah, you're going to have the monkey see, monkey do attitude. And that's the 51 of David Duran right now. Yeah, he grabbed the outside line. He's like, you know what? I can pass a few cars here and get in that outside line.
Grab a few positions, pull up to the outside, see what happens. And who knows, if you want to get back down, you'll probably find a spot at some point. But
it's like the 2 now. Alan Duraco's taking that move.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be worried, though, too, especially if you're in the back of the pack and you're just kind of out there riding around. One little bobble, though, is enough to where you might have to slow down.
Oh, they're 3 wide. 3 wide coming out of turn 2. Nick Alford on the inside. Joshua Gaiman in the middle, I believe.
Oh, wow, yeah. Looks like they sorted that out. Yeah, clear heads prevailed. Let's see who actually made that move. Who kind of started that? Joshua just kind of got out of the group there, and Nick is like, I ain't slowing down.
Riding on board with Alfred, the number 98. By the way, I'm starting mid-pack here. This is kind of what you have to deal with. You look in front of you here, there's really nothing you can do, nowhere you can go. You're kind of stuck there, especially if you're on the bottom. Just one disadvantage of being on the bottom is that you got guys on the outside and guys in front behind you. You're kind of just stuck there.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, you have the avenue of the apron if things go bad. But other than that, yeah, you really can't go anywhere. You can't really pass anywhere. So, yeah, you're kind of locked in.
Ooh, big move to the top. Alfred moves up behind
the 92 of Cameron King.
Yeah.
But still, that inside line or the outside line really has not made any progress.
Stuck right there where they were. And we're seeing a lot of sparks too. Some of the guys bottoming out. Got those cars really low on the ground, hoping their tire pressures kind of come up and it'll improve their handling. We're starting to see some guys kind of push up towards that wall, Tony. Handling is going to be a factor here.
Yeah, I'd imagine so, especially from what I was noticing in the trucks. Yeah, definitely tires are going to be a little bit of a premium here.
You see,
wow, Gabe got really, wow. That's the one worry about, being on the outside too, especially in the tri-oval. Some of these cars are going to kind of work their way up the track, and you got to be very aware not to kind of get into that. The 94 of Tyler Bowers decided, I'm going back on the inside line. We ain't getting anywhere.
Go ahead and lead to the outside back over to Richie Coy, but you're right, they're kind of going backwards. Richie back to 8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere in that area.
Well, we haven't seen the main front 4 right now really have any issues, and they've kind of, they've been kind of holding decent distances between each other and not many potholes or anything, and nobody really getting out of shape, so that's really just helping that line move.
The interesting thing, too, is among that top 5, there really aren't any teammates.
No.
You got RFH Racing leading, you got Hot Lap Heroes, you got Tim Warman, which I guess they have an alliance with RFH, sort of. So you have to keep that in mind if you're branding the Feather Place. So you got J.P. Burns with Elevated, and you got the 33 Ben Tracy, who's on his own team.
Well, we always say plate racing is a team sport, and sometimes if you can't find your teammates, you're just going to find people that maybe you know, or you figure, okay, I can work with this guy, and you're going to take a chance on that person, and you're going to make something happen.
Well, Ben Tracy jumped to the outside. Who is that behind him now?
That is Tyler Bowers again. He's been kind of swiping left, swiping right.
Oh, here goes Ben Tracy to the outside, close with Stephen Hassett in the 91 there. Your pole sitter from Daytona. That was pretty close right there. And actually, it's pretty close between the driver behind him, too.
Yeah, Joshua Gaming. Wow, it's still pretty tight.
Still close. These guys are so close.
And it's a combo of Ben kind of diving down and Joshua kind of diving up a little bit. You could tell Joshua's not able to kind of hold it on that line going in the corner. Especially on exit. Yeah, you can almost see the 94 kind of backing off of Ben Tracy right now. Just as kind of a, I got to watch out what's going on up here. I'm waiting for Gaming, though, to kind of pop up in the upper groove, though.
Yeah, we know his patience is kind of thin. So it wouldn't surprise me. As a matter of fact, though, the 33 is going to get it run back to his outside.
Yeah. Here we are. We're 25, on lap 25 right now. So over halfway to the stage. So far, so good, really, and nobody's lost the draft either, so everybody's kind of hanging in there. Back of the pack right now is Casey McMullen and Brian Bliss, and they're just hanging out. August
We're starting to see some of these guys that move around a lot. And you see the 33 Tracy, I think he just got loose. Now they're 3 wide coming off of turn 4.
Yeah, Tyler Bowers didn't waste any time. He's like, I'm not going to be around it.
Tracy way up top, going backwards. And this is going to be tough. If those tires start wearing out, it's hard to hold your car in the exact groove you need to be. So 3 wide is going to be tough for these guys.
Yeah, I can't remember who car that was.
Oh, contact right there. 53 up into the 92, 92 up into the 33. They are still 3 wide.
Drivers was giving Ben kind of a break, and Ben didn't take it. So looks like we sorted that out now.
Ben's car may be handling rough and wanted to get out of that position, possibly. But I tell you what, nothing's changed with your top 3. Fitzpatrick, Fetter Place, Wortman, actually top 4, Burns. But now you got Stephen Hassett. We know he's got some fast super speedway cars. He was our pole sitter, like I said, from Daytona. And looking pretty quick here.
Yeah, he had a really good opening round, won his duel, and started us off in the 500. Didn't do so great in the race itself, but yeah, definitely probably got a fast car for tonight as well. I'll tell you, though, you can see that front, they are bumping on each other right now. So I don't know if 1 or 2 of the cars are maybe having a little bit of handling issues, but yeah, the front is not looking very sporty right now.
They're starting to move around a good bit all the way through the pack, as a matter of fact, at this point.
We got a new leader in the outside line. Is that Kevin Ruff?
I believe that's Tyler Bowers who jumped back up there.
No, that's Julio Villalobos.
Oh, there you go.
That jumped up there.
45 to the top, to the very top through 3 and 4. Slides up the track. Let's get back in line with that 94.
Well, we got a battle for the lead right now with Fetter Place and Fitzpatrick. Fetter Place doesn't have any help.
Yeah, Fetter Place jumped to the outside there. No help for him, but help is coming with the 45. Close between him and Wortman, though, through the corner. They're going to pull him back, though, and now they're going to get lined up on that outside.
Drafted, in fact, Julio just closed in on Fetter Place, and unfortunately he had to slow down a little bit just because he didn't want to give him too big of a shove. You got to be careful when you get a run like that.
Got to watch it. Burns looks like he's struggling with some grip there through the corners as well. I had to get out of it and back off. He fell back to Stephen Hassett there.
Well, you got to understand, I mean, you got tight corners. You're pretty much full throttle around this entire racetrack, and It is definitely burning up the tires, and again, space is a premium, and you get a little bit of flushing in the car, and you're holding on to that wheel with both hands, white knuckling, and I'm telling you, it is so stressful when you're in these cars, especially in these situations.
It is 15 laps to go to the stage. These guys starting to kind of eye what they need to do here to get to the front. Make a charge for their stage points.
Yeah, I mean, and what's wild is the entire field is within 2.5 seconds from the first car to the last car.
Ooh, big push
Like
off of the three.
Yeah.
For Fetter Place. Unfortunately, that threw Villalobos up on the high side. 3 wide now back there behind him.
Man, it was close. It looks like, though, Fetter Place still didn't get him at the line. Very close, though. 0.002 seconds at the line right there.
You got to remember, points aren't paid out until lap 45.
Yeah. Well, Julio gave him a pretty good shot getting up there. You could see that Brandon's definitely getting a run on that outside line there. Just he needs somebody to back him.
Yeah, now he's got Tyler Bowers back there behind him.
Yeah, with Richie Coy still in tow, still hanging on the outside line. That line's finally starting to move up, though. I mean, we're definitely got a 2-wide experience right now.
Well, we got teammates on the outside now working together, and you got pseudo teammates on the inside between the 83 and the 28. So we've got some guys willing to help out there now.
I think Fair Place might have it this lap.
He does. He's going to take the lead that lap.
Wow. Yeah. Didn't have it long, though. Does he get a point for that?
No points for lead laps. Which is why I said the only lap that really matters is lap 45 and then lap 163. Oh, close right there. Through 3 and 4. I think the 18 and 19 touch there through the corner. It's like JP Burns got a little tight there.
Well, with 36 laps on the tires, yeah, you're going to definitely start seeing these things starting to degrade and having some hard times here. And the big thing, too, is, I mean, if this stays green as it is, we're only going to see 3 pit stops overall. I can't imagine anybody stretching out the second half of this race.
Well, they're starting to move around, get a little desperate here. They're going to start trying to move forward. And their cars aren't handling the greatest now with those tires a little worn. Everybody kind of moving around a little bit. You're up in the inside lane, able to hang on to the inside, but we've seen those cars take off and get tight. And on the outside, you hope they don't get loose.
Well, yeah. Well, Fetter Place closed the door on Fitzpatrick, so Fetter Place is definitely strong on the inside lane now, leading this race.
He struggled to get that lead. Finally got up front and decided to take a left there and lead that inside pack. He's in front of Fitzpatrick and Wortman there as they kind of pull away a little bit now. So the lane's kind of falling off. They're going to have to regroup here.
Well, and I almost wondered, is it the lane that fell off, or is it the fact that Fetter Place just had a quick car? Because, I mean, we're seeing Tyler Bowers again kind of struggling where he was earlier on and, not being able to kind of close in.
I don't think they're as hooked up, though, as those guys on the inside are. Speaking of hooked up, though, they are right on each other's bumper, and I'm sure Fitzpatrick's he's not just going to settle in here in second. Let's see if he makes a move here. Get a run down the backstretch. He's going to move the top side. No, not yet.
Fitzpatrick has options right now, so, I mean, he might just be waiting for that proper option to get out there.
If they don't hurry up and make something happen, though, here comes that Bowers machine, number 94, to the outside, trying to regroup and come to the outside. If they fill that outside gap, there's going to be nowhere for those guys to go.
Yeah, but I just Richie's only able to kind of give him a little bit of a push down the back half of the front straight, and now Richie's leading that line. Oh, here comes Tyler Bauer, maybe just using that draft there. He wasn't getting the help from behind, so he made a little bit of help from in front of him. Look at that run he was able to get
that draft and pulls back out, starting to pull that lane forward now as he pulls even with second place. It looks like 19 giving him a good push off into the corner.
Yeah, that and the combination of the push, definitely kind of helped that lane. They got to keep that momentum up, though.
All right, the 34 is going to pull up and
Yeah.
help pull him around a little bit here. Try to pull him up towards the front.
Yeah, he's like, come on, I want to get my teammate up here. Get him clear enough so he can dive down in here too.
All right, 5 laps to go. Now 4 laps to go to the end of the stage. Getting down to it.
Hey, everybody's doing a pretty good job, though, especially throughout the field. Again, nobody's lost the draft at all. We got a lot of guys just kind of chilling in the back, though, but it's been some pretty good two-wide action up here.
Yep. You see second and third kind of locked on. There's some teammates there. Now Richie gets to the back of the 94, tries to hang there, but just can't seem to kind of stay with him through the corner as the 94 kind of pulls forward.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got that mythical bubble that we've been hearing about, and it's like he can kind of get to him. He gives him a nice little push. He sends him off, but then he just can't get back to him.
Right, here comes the 94 to the outside. Trying to roll that outside. Can't quite get there. The 34 Fetter Place continues to hold serve on that inside lane behind Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, well, Brandon did what he had to do. He got up there and led this lap, and leading the race here. He's getting decent help from behind, but we'll see how long that's going to last here. I have a feeling Fitzpatrick might kind of sell him out and try to get that stage win.
2 laps to the stage. They've kind of cleared that outside lane. Will the 28 try to back up and get a run on the 34, or is he content in second?
I'm even kind of worried about the 83 now, too, because, I mean, he's starting to make a look here and there. He doesn't have any place to go now, though.
Here they go. Last lap, racing to the stage finish. 28 all over the back of the 34. But here comes that outside lane, the 94, starting to roll that top side.
The 24 or 28 left some space behind the 34. You're going to try to suck him up, try to pass him.
But there's nowhere to go for him. The 34 is going to hold serve on the bottom. They are side by side for second. 34 trying to back up here comes the 94 to the outside. Is he going to get the stage win? Oh, I think he did. He grabbed it from the 34 Fetter Place at the line. 94, Tyler Bowers, your stage winner at the very last moment.
0.004 seconds. Yeah, he just got it. Wow.
So Bowers getting that stage win here tonight at Atlanta. Lap 45 is going to get those 10 bonus points of stage points for the season. It's going to be a big help for him. I'm surprised, though, Tony. That big run to the outside, all of a sudden, I'm thinking the 34 might have been a little surprised by that as well.
Well, I think the fact that Robert Fitzpatrick kind of laid off the 34 to maybe make his own run kind of stalled out that top lane, and it was able to kind of give it to the 94 there right at the end. I just kind of feel like that little breakaway really slowed down that front lane a little bit.
Well, regardless, that hands the stage win to the Tyler Bowers machine. Number 94 is going to get that. And now we're going to see the other interesting part of this track too, Tony, is these pit stops coming to pit road. The exit of turn 2, you kind of get down to the apron, and the entry of the pit road is on the backstretch.
Yeah, a little bit different. It's very nice and handy, though, when it comes to green flag stops. That way you're not trying to dive into lap or turn 4. But, yeah, it's definitely a little bit more of a road course challenge during green flag, because you can go as quickly as you want in 3 and 4. You just got to make that 55-mile-an-hour speed limit by the time you hit pit road.
Yeah, you won't carry as much speed during green flag stops. We saw that in the trucks. You want to carry as much speed as you can around the apron right here in 3 and 4. And these cars can be a little tricky for that as well. And also getting the cars slowed down. They want to lock up real easy. So if we get green flag stops, it could be very important.
Well, this is our one and only caution so far. I mean, hats off to everybody right now doing a great job. And we did have green flag stops in the truck race. It was pretty clean for the most part towards the end of the race. And, yeah, let's see what these guys can do. I mean, they're doing a great job so far. This is a very, very tough track.
All right, so hit pit road. They're going to take the time to get a tire change and some fuel. And you definitely want to grab some fuel. If you're looking to grab some fuel, make sure to visit drinkvictory.com. Use code FTSR for 10% off your order. Get you some great Victory fuel. You definitely want to check out their 3 great flavors. Maybe even get you a shirt or a hat or something there. They've got some great stuff there. definitely want to support them at Victory Fuel. So go to drinkvictory.com, use code FTSR for 10% off your order. Victory Fuel, proud sponsor of the Victory Fuel Cup Series here at FTSR.
Yep, it's great fuel. Not fuel for the car, but fuel for the body.
And fuel for the soul.
Fuel for the soul, yeah.
Speaking of fuel, what's going on
There's,
here?
Richie Quick, yeah.
I was just
his
about to
purple
say.
Yeah, purple potion car on pit road again. Maybe topping off. Did he forget to check his tires or something?
Interesting.
I have to go back see what his fuel stop looked. I mean, he didn't come out ahead, so I can't imagine he forgot to do something.
Or is he going to the rear intentionally, topping off? I don't know. I don't know that you'd give up track position like that at a track like this. But, yeah, you have to look at that and let us know. Regardless, the 19...
He took 4.
It's coming back down pit road here.
Yeah, he did take 4 his initial pit. Yeah, maybe he just might be topping off, kind of going to the back. I mean, again, yeah, you don't have to.
Might be a team call, Tony, because I see the 57 also on pit road. They decide to come in, maybe top off on fuel. That's a 57 has to back up a little bit, get us stop there, but top off on fuel and just come to the back and chill out. Wait for the end of this race. Maybe they saw some things. Yeah. I mean, maybe they saw some things. It's like, oh, there's eventually going to be a wreck. I don't want to be a part of it. Possibly.
It's possible, yeah. Yeah, and then Richie just stopped, grabbed a little bit of fuel, and he's back out. Jonathan Atkins, same thing. I mean, there's a bunch of guys that are in that grouping too. You got Casey McMullen or Brian Bliss out there. Lane Allen as well. I believe they're all in. Well, maybe Casey isn't anymore, but the rest of the group, they're all together. So now they're all going to be stacked up in the back there.
Casey may not be in the group, but he's one of the guys who will hang out back there and take advantage of the carnage that happens if it happens for sure. So we'll see. Yep. We'll see if it plays out. We'll follow that story as we go through the race here. But you got a couple of teammates up front. Tyler Bowers, your stage winner on the inside row. Brandon Fenner place on the outside, going to lead them to the green flag. You got Fitzpatrick Jr., Julio Villalobos, and Tim Wortman, your top 5 as they come down to the Echo Park restart zone here in Atlanta. Waiting to see the green flag. There it flies, and away we go.
Man, Tyler, I don't know if Julio was sleeping back there, but there's a major gap. And, yeah, the whole outside line kind of went down to the inside line right there.
You got quite a big gap, too.
Yeah, wow.
I wonder what kind of run they're going to get when they do get caught up here.
Yeah, nobody's lost draft, but it does kind of hurt, though. What this means, though, it's bad omen for the guys
Tony, we got 3 wide back here.
Yeah, I know, and that 3 wide action is not helping that.
Cameron King on the outside. I don't know who that is in the middle, but they're both getting passed to the inside there.
Inside line right now where there's got to be what I'm looking at least 12 cars single file right now.
Well, they finally got single file grouped up front. No major moves made. They just kind of find themselves and they're going to ride in line, take care of themselves at this point.
Yeah, I was wrong. It wasn't 12 cars. It was more like 15 cars up front there in that single file line. So yeah, outside line's definitely going to have to kind of get organized. Either that or they just going to sit here and ride around. I mean, we've got a long way to go. Over 120-something laps.
And unlike what the song says, we still have a long way to get there as well.
Yeah, well, exactly. So yeah, it's really kind of just a ride around fest. You definitely don't want to lose the draft, though. That's the main key right now. And I would imagine, too, as far as fuel goes, I don't know. I don't know exactly what the fuel calculation numbers are, but they would still have to make, what, about 55 laps? Maybe close to 60 laps in the tank of gas?
Yeah, I think that's somewhere around
if
that.
They can, right. Which I don't know if it's unheard of, but the way that this track is, you're pretty much in the gas the whole time around. So I don't know. It's been a while since we've driven these cars in a cup setting.
JB Burns lost a lot of track position there too. On thinking this restart, he's back there towards the back as you see a big checkup on the inside lane there. He goes forward with that help from Cameron King on that outside lane, but he's way back here in 17th right now. He was towards the front.
Yeah, well, that whole lane split really screwed up everything. Yeah, Cameron King is tapping the wall, trying to push him, but not having much luck. Unfortunately, it's killing that outside line even more. Now there were two. Well, Loose Meglin, though, trying to make something work.
Yeah, Meglin got a big run down the back. Decides to go to the top. It was so tempting.
It's Alexander Hodge behind him.
It's tempting to like, you get that big run. It's like, I'm going to take it. I'm going to go somewhere. And you get out there and you just kind of hit that wall of air, and you just kind of stall out.
Well, you hope you might be able to get somebody in front of you. You need a couple car lengths in front of you where you can kind of start working that draft. And eventually, if you get enough guys on the outside line, you're going to start seeing some guys maybe try to make that dive to the outside early on here. But I don't know, especially with the amount of laps you have to go. If you're not really in a position to lose draft, wow, they're getting a little bobbled up back there.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was a big check up there. That outside lane benefited from that. All those cars lined up on the bottom, that's a great thing. But when there's a checkup, man, you can gain several spots if you're in that outside lane. And you see somebody jump in front of Meglin there.
Yeah, Victor Fluger. And Alexander Hodge swipes left, goes back into the inside.
Big help. Yeah, bump from Meglin to Fluger there, trying to carry that momentum forward.
Well, Fluger got out just early, I was just saying, a couple cars ahead, and Fluger did just that. He was a couple cars ahead of Meglin and allowed that front line to get moving. You can see the steam that these guys have got right now.
They moved into the top 10 using that outside lane, doing a good job carrying that momentum out on the top.
What's surprising, Alexander Hodge was right behind Meglin, and he kind of dove into the inside lane, and he could have been up there with that group there.
He gave up. Gave up too early.
This is all about choices, and we've used the analogy: you're on the expressway and you see the one lane moving quicker than the other lane, and you dive into the lane that's moving, and the second you get in that lane, it stops moving, and the second you get out of the lane, then the other lane moves, and this is no different. It's just, you're doing 180 miles an hour.
Moved up to block that progression of that outside lane.
Got to be careful. I don't know if Fetterplate's going to allow him to get back in. He does, though. He had the space. You got to be careful, especially too. I'm looking at Tyler Bowers, and we say this again every week too. That lead car, he's burning. He is foot to the floor. Everybody in the back, they're probably lifting a little bit here and there for checking up for whatnot. But the guys out in front, leading each lane, they are foot to the floor. They're burning up as much gas as possible, and that plays into your long-term strategy here.
And that's on lane's
I don't like leading. Yeah, I don't like leading this time of the race.
94 continues to move up front to block the outside lane. You got to be careful of that.
He lost the inside lane now. And all it takes is some bobble too on the outside lane, and we saw J.P. Burns earlier kind of falling back. That's something that can happen to the outside line again. It should be like that, but unfortunately it becomes that. I don't know. Fluger's giving him a pretty good support back there, and man, Fluger might be clear at some point here.
Yeah, they're playing nice right now up front. But I'm sure those guys back there that helped push the 21 to the front are wanting to see that through. So we'll see what happens up there. And like you said, we still got pit stops to go and everything too. Long way to go to the end of this one.
Well, and I'm kind of watching the Fury team. We talked about them. They pitted, and they're still in the back. You got the 19, the 57, the 14, kind of a subsidy team. Kermit Hens back there as well with Brian Bliss, Casey Mullen kind of rounding out the tail end of this field here. And they're just kind of just chilling. They're all spaced out, probably saving gas, which is probably the best way to go about this. and they're all in a nice line. They can dive in. They can even secretly dive in for a pit stop, and nobody else would know.
Well, again, we don't know if they're gas limited here or not. As you see, the battle for the lead now. Pfluger finally to the outside of the 94 of Tyler Bowers. Pfluger going to lead this lap, going to lead that outside lane, but here comes that inside back to the front.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't know if they're going to have enough gas, but if you're saving gas, that means you're going to take less gas when you have your pit stop too. So it's the more you can save during this bout, it's going to help you in more areas. And again, too, if the gas is tight, you get a little bit in the bank for your green-white checkers if we have them. So there are advantages to kind of just chilling back there.
Still side by side up front. Pfluger on the outside, Tyler Bowers on the inside. Pfluger getting help on the outside from the 43 of Lewis Mecklin, who's having a great run. Oh, we see somebody have an issue back there behind him. Durand up the track.
Yeah, he got a little tight there, and yeah, Cameron King didn't get off him enough. So yeah, David Durand's kind of 3 wide and going to the back of the field. Let's find a place to slot in.
Wayne Grossi, slow. Maybe he saw. Did he? Uh-oh, did he blow up?
No, he got loose. Yeah, real loose. Down the apron. He was able to save it. Wow.
Back up to speed, but
yeah, he's definitely hurting as far as he's passing right now. 51 of David Durand. So yeah, David Durand's even going backward.
He had a moment there as well.
Yeah, it looks like yeah, Brian Dixon. So yeah, a lot of those guys
wanting to get out of this hornet's nest up here, maybe.
Well, unfortunately, they're out of it. I mean, there's getting out of it, and then there's just completely abandoning ship. Yeah, right now they are kind of stranded. They're going to have to kind of link up and hopefully get some draft assistance with the group there to try and get back up to the front. Again, yeah, I mean, if you go a lap down here, it's not like Daytona or Talladega. It's a much shorter track. You can go down a lap a lot quicker.
Somebody else 3 wide now. The 43 kicked up to the outside. We got a car behind him in a wall. Got Cameron King sticking it to the middle there, able to pass the 43. So Lewis Mecklin loses a few spots there, loses position on the outside. Cameron King moves up to the inside.
Man, and I was watching Mason Hoffner in the 30. He was kind of leading. He was in the back end of that 2 wide action. I almost thought they were going to go loosely draft themselves, but that little flubble up in front brought that whole pack back up to him.
Tyler Bowers still leading side by side for second with Pfluger in better place. Fitzpatrick Jr. in the mix there as well, but Cameron King now that second car in that outside lane, getting around to 43 of Mecklin.
I don't know, man. There's a pretty good gap behind that third car in the line there. If I was in the outside line, I'd try to fill that hole.
Pfluger way up the track there, way at the top of the track. Maybe trying to generate a run, maybe tight. Who knows?
Could be it could be a little of both. I mean, they've already gone about 20 laps since the stage, so you know, we're going to start seeing some handling issues. Who's that on the outside now? Tapping the wall. That's J.P. Burns.
J.P. Burns in trouble up there up front. In the wall, getting high there, gets out of the line. It's going to fall back out of that group once again. They are slowly losing guys on that top lane.
Yeah, big time.
Ooh, wow. Contact between our leaders, Pfluger and Bowers there.
I even think Victor may have tapped the wall there.
Pfluger to the lead, though. Dips down to the bottom, does the little switcheroo there. It's going to lead that inside lane now. Pfluger to the front in the number 21.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't Pfluger that tapped the wall. It was the 94 of Tyler Bowers that tapped the wall a little
Pulled
bit.
The switcheroo on the 94 there.
I was never good at the cup and ball game, so, I mean, yeah.
What?
You know, the cup, the 3 cups and the 1 ball, and, you know, they shuffle them around. I don't know what you call those things. They say the ball's hiding under one cup, and then they shuffle all the cups.
Oh,
There.
oh, okay, yeah.
Now you get what I'm trying to say.
I'm sure I was the only one that wasn't following there, but I'm glad we got an explanation. Looking at chat, we got a couple guys cheering on different drivers out there. Donnie Batiste out there cheering on Atkins. Let's go, Daddy Atkins. Yeah. Satcher, Aaron Satcher out there watching, says, let's go. Well, it's been exciting so far up front. It sure has. You see, let's go Papa Fitz from Johnny
Cutlets.
Nice.
Yeah, the mom's out there. She's saying hello to the two of us. Well, hey, Mom. Fluger, though, still out front. Doing a pretty good job. I mean, Victor started. Yeah, here comes Fetter Place.
Just as you said that, Fetter Place ducks out to the high side, trying to get in front of the 94 Bowers and get a push around. And he's going to do it pretty impressive there. Pulls out in front of the 94, retakes the lead. So the 34 of Fetter Place back out front.
Yeah, makes wastes no time. Gets back right in front of Fluger. I'm telling you, man, Fetter Place has got a pretty quick car. I mean, we saw him earlier on bringing that outside line, and obviously to make a move like that too. I'm assuming his teammate Tyler, who did win the stage, has probably got some equal equipment in there.
Well, they're about to get a new test up front. I just saw a car. They're coming up the lap up front. Boy,
oh yeah, it's David Duran.
That's right there. Yeah, Duran coming up on David Duran, the 51. I think all the drivers have been instructed to go high when they're being lapped here, and he does so on the outside, gives them the inside lane. But it's still going to be tight through these corners, Tony. It's not easy to do.
No, it's not, and it's you kind of got to hold your breath when you're going around them. And yeah, you see Duran. Unfortunately, I think he was scraping the wall a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you're just doing everything you can to stay out of the way. It's just so tough.
It is, yeah. It really depends on where you catch them. You know, if you're catching them down the straightaway, if you're lucky, that's then it's not so bad. But when you're in a corner, especially in the trioval where you catch that lap car, you're just praying.
On board the 43, Lewis Maglin looking up front, currently running in 7th spot.
Just started lap 80 right now, so I'm assuming another 25 laps or so, we might see some green flag stops. And if they were to split it up into the two stages, though, if for whatever reason they might not have the fuel, we're going to see some cars coming in maybe in another 10 laps or so. So I guess we're going to find out.
We see these cars starting to get tight there. It's at the 45. It is Villalobos wanted to walk up the track there.
Yeah, well, we're 30 laps into this tire run, just about. So, yeah, cars are going to start handling kind of evil. Again, this is not like Daytona and Talladega. The tires wear pretty heavily out here.
And all it takes is one misstep and cause contact with these cars packed up on top of each other. It's going to be a big one.
Well, yeah, when you have a tight package like that, it's going to be, yeah, you're either going to get lucky and try to slow down enough, or yeah, you're going to be collected. This is not one of those self-cleaning racetracks, too. We've seen cars dive down into the apron and shoot right back up the track, and we all know how this car just does that normally. But, yeah, when you're already sideways, it's going to be tough. Have a little bit of patience, though. Everybody's doing a great job so far.
I know. This has been really good, really clean so far, really respectful so far for everybody. Taking care of the cars, taking care of each other. So far, so good.
Oh, wow. We had a little bit of Alexander Hodge, and is that, who's that bright red car?
Derek Cat. No. Sorry. Is that Duranco? That's Duranco in the 2 into the wall.
Yeah, that is Duranco, yeah.
He recovers, though. He's going to fall back in line back there behind those guys. Lost a few positions, but still in the fight.
Well, the outside lane wasn't very long, so he was able to kind of find a little hole there. Because, again, yeah, everybody, I'm looking, from Mason Hoffner, car 30, and the way back, You have Hoffner, Huff, Fitzpatrick Sr., Richie Coy, Atkins, Lane, Kermit. They're all single file in the back, just kind of waiting for that. They're either waiting for a pit stop or waiting for a big one.
Back here in line.
We only have David Duran is the only one now a lap down. Wayne Grossi, Brian Dixon, they're still running together. They're unfortunately, though, about a half of a lap from our leaders.
But at least they've only lost a half a lap. That's one thing.
Yeah.
They got together. They're working together. They're staying up to speed. So they're not dropping as much speed as, say, the 51 of Duran was. And
Right.
that's going to keep them, hopefully, on the lead lap before these pit stops happen.
Yeah, they're reaching about 180 miles an hour down the straightaway, the two of them. Let's see where our leaders are at. Down the straightaway here. And he's about up to 185. So they are losing a little bit of mile per hour, but yeah, they're definitely not in a dire position there.
Still side by side up front, though. These guys have been side by side the whole lap. And this is what we talked about, Tony. This is what's so stressful. You're on top of each other lap after lap, pushing, trying to help, making sure not to push them in the wrong spot. And on top of that, trying to control your own car, make sure it doesn't get too tight and get in the wall, get too loose and spin out. Like you're doing all these things lap after lap, right on top of each other, and things happen so fast here, it can be so mentally draining to do this lap after lap.
Well, yeah. Well, especially too, visibility isn't great. You're entering the tri-oval. You're trying not to clip the corners too much. You're worried about the cars overheating possibly if you're pushing. And then some of it is just frustration. You've got cars all the way around you, and you have no place to go. You know, you can't slow down. You can't speed up. You got nowhere to go, and you're just there for the ride. So you're doing all this for, it kind of seems like nothing. Oh, we got some contact.
Oh, we do have something going on back here. Cars scattering, but everybody stays straight somehow. As Fitzpatrick Sr. has bounced off a few cars as he drops back into the pack a little bit.
Yeah, I got to go back and see exactly who that was. It's kind of an after fact.
Oh, it was a white car, wasn't it?
Hang on. I'm looking.
Kevin Ruff. 99 of Ruff.
It was the 91 had contact with the 99, yeah. So, yeah, it was Kevin Ruff and the 91 of, yeah.
Watching the replay here, let's see what happens as they go into turn 3 and 4. It's kind of where it happened. I'm watching the 91 here. 99 on the outside goes into the corner. 91 up the track, into the side of the 99. Boy, he does a good job of saving that. And everybody behind him kind of realizing what's happening there.
Yeah,
we saw that 91 have issues with handling in the first run. He started walking up the track.
Well, he's got a fast car, but yeah, it's unfortunately not a great long run car because yeah, he's starting to get a little tight. It looks like.
When you trim those cars out, you cut the downforce. You're cutting the drag out of the car, but you're also cutting the downforce out of the car, and that can cause that car to sometimes be a dark without feathers.
Yeah, it's a white knuckle ride. Like Tyler Bowers takes over the lead for that lap. I mean, they're still dogfighting up front there. I'll tell you, Tyler's getting a decent help from Cameron King. Cameron King's kind of been, giving him that little bump and shove every now and again, and it's definitely helping that outside line right now. I don't think without the two of them up front doing what they're doing, I mean, they only have 6 cars out there right now as well, so it's got to be a struggle for them to keep the speed.
Yeah, King up 12 positions from where he started. The 24 Fluger up 17 positions from where he started there on the inside. So both those guys doing a really good job. They've made up spots on the track that's really hard to make that happen.
Well, it is a speedway race. So, I mean, you could, start in the back of the pack and kind of work your way to the front. And it looks like a couple of guys were able to do that.
Yeah, but in my experience on this track, it's really hard to make up spots because you're stuck too wide. And the track's not that wide either.
No, you're not going to see too many guys. I mean, maybe towards the end of this, if they're still like this, we might see a third lane for them. It could get pretty dangerous though,
Watching these guys.
especially at the end of the run.
I've seen some of the guys start to push towards that wall.
Oh, Cameron King just tapped the wall there. That stalled out that outside line a little bit.
He's still got a head of steam there as he comes up on
Oh,
Tyler
yeah.
Bowers in the 94.
Just kind of backed off him a little bit. But yeah, here they were still able to kind of pull that run on Tyler there.
If I was in the 43, I'd be a little nervous from what I saw of the 93 right there.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, he's up the track again.
It's a scary feeling too when that car wants to walk like that. You don't know when it's going to walk or how it's going to walk. Wow, and then both of them dive down.
Yeah, they take that bottom line, but you're right. I mean, you're along for the ride at that point. You crank all the will you want to into it. It's just going to keep going straight. It's probably going to go straight worse when you start doing that. The only thing you can do is get out of the gas. But what do you think is going to happen when you get out of the gas? You're going to get run over from behind. You see the 93 up the track again, opens that inside lane. Here comes the 34 at Better Place.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh,
Cameron,
3 wide behind him. 43, that's Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. cut in the middle there. 43, and Meglin's going to have to regroup here. Get him behind this line, and he does.
Cameron tried to dive down low, and he couldn't stay there. He had to get back up on the track, so you could obviously tell the car was getting a little tight there. And that's what bobbled up Meglin, and then they started that whole 3 wide action.
I think Fitzpatrick Jr., he wanted to get with his teammate Cameron. Actually, that's not even a teammate. I saw the 43 wash up and was able to fill that gap. And 43 up the track a little bit off turn 2 once again.
Saw the smoke come off the side of that car.
While Cameron King giving a big push to Tyler Bowers there into the corner. I'm telling you, these cars are starting to walk around just a little bit. You see the 34 Fetter Place in trouble there as well, backing that inside lane up.
Well, another 10 laps maybe even 15 for some of these guys for pit stops. Apparently they're going to be able to split it. So again, they went green on what, lap 52? If you do the math, it's about 101 laps, or 111 laps actually, and half of that's about 55. So yeah, another 10 laps or so, we should see a good deal of the field come in.
But things are starting to get broken up front now. There's only 2 cars on the outside. The 33, Ben Trace, and the 43, Lewis Meglin up front, or up top. Everybody else on the bottom of the track now. As we get ready to look for maybe pit stops, as these guys are starting to get in line. There goes the 33 to the bottom, finding the spot.
Well, that's what I was gonna, yeah, I mean, not necessarily breaking up, but I think guys starting to line up and starting to get these pit stops sequence ready to go. You can't pit from the outside line, so you got to get down to the inside. And again, yeah, I mean, these guys have gone green this whole race. We had the one stage at lap 45, and I mean, they're doing a hell of a job right now.
Yeah, not the easiest track.
No, and the storm is coming, though, the pit road storm. And then, too, there's a lot of chatter going on right now. We are taking tires. Who's going to be pit? When are we pit? What lap? It's not going to be as chaotic as Daytona or Talladega, but there's still going to be a little bit of organization and make sure everybody hits their marks and get out and off pit road together.
There's a couple of keys. There's getting around turns 3 and 4 as fast as you can on the apron.
Yep.
There's getting the car slowed down so you don't speed when you get to pit road, because I think we're going to see somebody lock them up trying to get down to pit road speed. This car's so easy to lock up, and you're going to be making that turn. It's going to be really hard to get down to pit road speed. And then on exit, make sure you don't have a problem on exit. Get up to speed cleanly and safely. And whoever does that the best is going to come out with the lead here on this pit cycle.
Yeah. Well, and we found too that sometimes the earlier teams that come in, if you get enough, if you can get organized. Really, what it comes down to is on exit of your pit stop, you have to be organized as much as possible. Lewis Meglin finally gets down to the inside. He was our sole outside guy, but we have one lane, one long train running around this track right now. Everybody's poised for a pit stop.
All right, working lap 60 now. Or no, 60 laps to go. Lap 103. 60 laps to go here. So if they pit now, they can make it to the end. Is that right?
Yeah, I would imagine so. So I'd imagine though some teams they're thinking, oh, do I want to go a little bit earlier? I can't
Yeah.
imagine the pit window is very long, but you want to make sure you got enough just in case if there is that green white checker. You want to make sure you got that.
Well, it's just like I said in trucks. If you pit early here, you're going to go a lap down. It's not like some of the other super speedways where you can pit and stay out and stay on the lead lap. You pit here, you're going to go a lap down, and so you don't want to be the first one to pit, get trapped a lap down.
The teams that I'm looking at, and we talked about them early on, is Fury right now, and the Fury and the Fury conglomerates, or the Fury Associates. Unfortunately, you got Ben Tracy all the way up in the beginning of that pack, but then the rest of the Fury teammates are all in the back there. So they've been saving gas this whole run, so they should have a pretty quick stop. Gas takes longer than tires, so if you've saved a little bit, it's just going to make that fuel packing a lot quicker.
All right, still no checkers so far. As they snake down the back stretch into turn 3, you're right. We got one long train around this Atlanta Motor Speedway. These guys have raced it out up front. Now they've kind of settled in, waiting for pit stops, waiting for the time to duck down to pit road, get those fresh tires, new fuel.
Looking at, we just talked about the Fury boys, and there's Richie Coy and Jonathan Atkins on the outside line. What a fine time to go to the outside right now. Interesting strategy here.
They may be anticipating pit stops on the inside lane and didn't want to get checked up, possibly.
Maybe. Although the way this pit stop is, I mean, especially if you're in the back of the field and back of the pack, you could easily see guys diving in to into turn 3 where they're going to pit. So I mean, you have enough time to react if you wanted to go with a lead group.
All right, just
Nobody
waiting.
yet.
I'm just waiting for him to make that left off turn 2.
And I can't imagine anybody's going to take a very last shot at turning left. I have a feeling by the time they're about midway down the back straight, they are going to they're going to make that turn down.
You want to straighten it up as much as possible, so when you hit the brakes, you're not sliding tires. Which is why I think it's going to be so tough for these guys going from around 3 and 4 to slowing down to pit speed. And I just feel like we're going to see some lockups there.
Well, they're cornering at about 180 miles an hour. So on the apron, you're not going to be able to do that, especially on the worn-out tires.
We ran this track when they first got it out, and before they did the pits.
Here in pits. We got a bunch of people coming in right now.
Okay, all right, we got pit stops coming.
Our top 4, it looks like.
Here we come, down pit road. Everybody's scattering. Oh, there's a lot of cars coming down here. See if they all make it around turns 3 and 4 here.
You don't want to wash out of the line either, too. You don't want to get a penalty, and you got to make sure, you're getting down to that 55. Ooh, a little contact there. It looks like it was Fitzpatrick Jr.
We got somebody locked up right there. Hopefully they got it down to pace speed, but they are side by side now down pit road. That's going to be a problem. Everybody kind of getting checked up here, trying to find a place to pit.
A little bit of mayhem, but yeah, not too bad. Everybody looks pretty good.
All right, is our second group going to be coming down pit road? Not yet.
I heard somebody's coming in.
That was a big group to come down the first time.
Yeah.
Ben Tracy leading the group right now as they're going to come down pit road. Him, the 43, Hodge, the 19 of Coy, a lot of guys coming down to pit road.
Yeah, it looks like the remainder of the pack actually came down this time around.
Now we saw the 33 have some issues on pit road at Daytona. Let's see if they can clean that up here as they come down. Pit speed. All right, so far so good. Looks like the 43. Oh. I'll be interested to see if he got down to pace speed or not right there.
43, let me see. Yeah, he should be all right.
All right, Tyler Bauer is going to be leading the group that stayed out right here. We'll see how these guys blend versus the other guys as they go down the backstretch into 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's going to be the key right there.
Pulling off pit road right now. Well, here comes this
that opening pack's going to have it. They're not very organized on exit there. We got a couple of guys. Yeah, they're definitely not up to speed yet. One car getting up on the track right in front of the leaders. The 53 Alexander Hodge. Wow. That might have been a brown pants moment for some of the field there.
That's going to hand the lead back over, though, to Tyler Bowers. Look who's in second, though. Nick Alford jumping up the order a little bit here. Jumps into second spot with teammate Brandon Fetterplace right behind him. Hot Lap Heroes 1, 2, 3 right here.
Yeah, well, they got a pretty good 6-car breakaway right now. Alexander Hodge, we kind of made that sketch move, though, but he should be in striking distance to catch that lead pack. And then you got Hassan. I'm just kind of going through the field. They're strung out, but I believe you might have a 9-car breakaway. Richie Coy, unfortunately, sitting in 10th right now. He is definitely not in draft distance.
1.7 seconds back of Villalobos. So they're going to have to get organized and see if they can cut that down. Got Atkins behind him, his teammate, the Ryan Huff machine behind those guys. And they'll have to get organized back here to see if they can run those guys down. But right now, those 3 cars are kind of on an island of themselves.
Yeah, they don't really have a lot of strength in numbers, but they could stay organized and maybe hopefully they got a little bit of speed there.
Come up to lap Wayne Grassi in the 7 there.
Yeah, main pack is. You're gonna have to kind of keep tabs on that 3-car pack, see where they're at. Right now, they're 2.5 seconds behind. We got a nice 9-car pack though up front. Well, actually 10-car if you include Wayne Grassi. Unfortunately, Wayne is 1 lap down.
But he is the lucky dog.
He is.
If the caution
yes.
comes out, you'll get the lucky dog. So he just needs to hang on here and, for his sake, hope something happens that he's able to get back on the lead lap. But right now, Tony, so far in this race, through green flag stops and everything, clean and green so far. And these guys are doing an outstanding job at a track that can be so difficult and so demanding, so stressful, running so close to each other, side by side, door to door, closer than you park at the grocery store, Tony.
I know, yeah.
They're racing that close and keeping it clean.
Yeah, they've been doing a really great job tonight. I'm really impressed with from what I've been seeing, especially too a couple of little bumps and bruises, but everybody's been able to kind of hang on to it as well. But man, they are starting to close in on David Duran and Derek Katz right now. Derek Katz actually the last guy on the lead lap. Fortunately, they're probably going to go a lap down. Durant's still 2 laps down, but they're a 2-car team out in front of this lead here, and they're going to have to make way for the leaders here in a little bit.
Yeah, Cat trying to hang on to that last car in the lead lap status. And David Duran, yeah, rough start for him here at Atlanta. He had that issue and then dropped a lap down, about to go a 2nd lap down. It's going to be tough to rebound from that.
Yeah, Derek does the right thing with David Duran as well. They get in the outside lane. Here comes the leaders. It looks like, Derek Katz going to have to stay. He's going to have a little bit of lucky dog battle with Wayne Grassi if we get a caution.
Yep, they're going to stay to the top. So here comes the leaders on the bottom, down the back stretch. You're right. And they're going to catch, hopefully, the tail of this pack. And it's going to add 2 more cars to this front pack, which is great for speed. And then like you said, Derek Katz going to be fighting Wayne Grassi for that little lucky dog there. Actually, he's probably open to kind of file in somewhere here in front of Wayne Grassi.
Yeah. Well, kind of a little bit of update, too, in our 3-car tandem with Richie Coy, Jonathan Atkins, and Ryan Huff. They actually have picked up a little bit of speed on the lead pack. They are down to about 1.6 seconds. 1.4, yeah.
So 1.4 seconds, and they are starting to cut it down. They're all working together and making speed up. And that's one thing with all those cars up front. It's sometimes hard to organize. Now it's 1.2. So you're right. They are doing what they need to do to catch back up to this front pack.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're definitely going to catch them, especially, too, when when you got David Duran and Derek Katz, when they eventually maybe drop to the end of this line here, it's just going to make that line a little bit longer, but it's going to also make that gap close in. I mean, they're almost in draft territory right now.
Riding aboard with the 93 Ryan Huff. And I like this paint scheme, purple and blue. It just kind of, or pink and blue, kind of blends together. Cool looking paint scheme, and when those colors blend, it looks really good. Reminds me
not
of
too bad.
Jeff
Well,
Martin.
they caught him. Yeah, they've caught him now. They are in the party.
So just like that, the 3 cars of Hoy, Atkins, and Huff have caught this lead pack. And you can see why. They're starting to kind of mix it up here. Is that Fluger to the outside?
Now it comes to the question. Now that we caught him, now what do we do? We got nowhere to go.
Is it time to go? That's the question. 40 laps to go.
Yeah. It's definitely not time to go, but it'd be nice to have some options at this point. Now I'm kind of looking at the farther patch now. We already saw the 1-pack catch. We got Duranko, we got Casey McMullen, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., Kermit Henn, Mason Hoffner, and Lane Allen in a 6-car pack. And they are, I'm trying to do the math in my head, they're 2 seconds behind. So they're looking pretty decent, though, and I think they got the car number where they're going to probably join this party. I mean, they got 40 laps to get there.
See if they can stay organized and cut down.
They gained a little bit of time there.
They did 1.7 now, so they're gonna catch back up here too, especially these guys racing side by side. Fluger to the outside. Is that who's that with him on the outside? Is that the lap car, the 51?
That's
50.
yeah, that is.
Or sorry, 50. Yeah, 51. David Durant. No,
it's Derek Cat, I believe.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so Derek Cat kind of giving them a nice little push there. Here comes the 19 and the 57 though on that outside line. They're like, hey, we want to get up here.
I'll tell you what, Fluger getting a good push from the Cat. The Cat in the Hat, the 29.
Yeah. Definitely helping out that lane. Not in position, but definitely he might be credited with a win if he keeps us up tonight. He's definitely got a good pusher car right now.
Well, he's pushing all the way to the front.
Yeah.
Fluger to the front there, out front of Tyler Bowers. He's going to pull down to the inside and take that lead.
Wow. Fluger looking pretty strong. And again, started 19th, leading this race right now.
And look who's behind the 29 here. All of a sudden, the 19 Victory Fuel Ford of Richie Coy has joined the battle. Right on the back bumper of that 29 of Derek Cat. Now he knows if he pushes Derek out front, it's not a position. I just push him all the way to the checkered flag.
That's right. Yeah. And I think Derek's probably got a pretty quick car. I mean, he was able to kind of give that Victor a good shove there. I mean, he's definitely got some speed in there tonight. And yeah, look at this. Derek Cat's kind of going to the front. Not for position, but he's definitely moving that line.
Big push by that outside lane. Big push from the inside as well. Off into turn 1. Fluger gets a big push from the 94 Bowers. He's right on the back bumper of him all the way through the corner, getting him squirrely, getting him out of shape out of turn 2.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to happen. You don't want to get too squirrely because that's definitely going to choke up that entire line.
Oh, 29 around
he's spinning
in front of the 94.
No yellow.
No yellow so far, but we have the 29 against the wall there. Derek Cat, slow. Can he keep going? No.
There's
he
the
comes
yellow.
to a stop. Caution flies.
Wow. Well, we kind of knew it was going to happen. We were kind of hoping it wasn't going to happen, but we knew it could happen.
It's also going to damage some of the cars up front. The 94 is going to have a little bit of damage. Tyler Bowers to his machine. We'll see who else was involved here if we go back and look at our Best One Tired Auto Care instant replay. First caution for incident tonight. 29 looks like he just gets loose up top in front of the 94, up in front of Stephen Hassett as well, and the 91 is going to have some damage there.
And I have a feeling Wayne Grossi Derek Cat and Wayne Grossi both were kind of in that first pack for Lucky Dog. I think both of them had an incident that round. And the Lucky Dog might go to Tim Wortman Jr.
Ooh.
So Wortman might get the Lucky Dog there.
Ryan Huff also got a piece of that as he went by. So on board with the Huff machine. Let's back it up. Right on board with the 29. Can't. You just lost it in turn 3 and 4. Just come out from behind. Come out from underneath him.
That's pretty wild too, because the car was looking fast. It was looking pretty stable as well. I'm going back to that color scheme. Yeah, I'm looking at the 93 Orion Huff and then the 34 Brandon Fetterplace. Similar schemes, just Fetterplace looks like his car is in the shade, and the 93 is in bright sunlight. Similar colors, but just a little darker tints.
All right, we got pit stops. Several guys decided to come down to pit road here to get some service, but we got a couple staying out. Jonathan Atkins, Robert Fitzpatrick Jr., and Alexander Hodge all staying out now.
Well, they should have the fuel, and obviously they're going to be able to save a little bit right now. Do they have the tire? Are the tires going to really be a factor at this point?
Race off pit road. Looks like it's going to be Gaiman off pit road first. Better place second.
Gaiman.
Bowers, Coy, and Allen. Your top 5 off pit road.
Yeah, Gaiman took 2 tires, took right sides. Just trying to see who else. Any other right side takers?
Well, it's about to get interesting.
All right, well, we definitely have some new faces in some new places right now. Again, yeah, Jonathan Atkins stayed out along with Fitzpatrick Jr., Alexander Hodge as well. Victor Fluger also hits. Oh, no, I'm waiting for Victor Fluger is not out in front. I'm looking here. Who do we got? Alexander Hodge stayed out. And then we got the 51 of David Duran. It looks like he's still going to be a lap down. I wonder if he's trying to get a lap back, but yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to happen for him. Cameron King as well, trying to maybe get a lap back, because we had some guys that stayed out. They are not going to be able to get that lap back. And right now we have Cameron King a lap down, Lewis Meglin a lap down, Ben Tracy, Tim Wortman Jr., Brian Dixon, David Duran, Derek Katz right now. I believe, yeah, Derek Katz is smoking. He is done for the night.
Yeah, he came to a stop there after that wreck, and I figure he blew his engine. He started rolling again, though. Yeah. And when that happens, you might even think you got tapped from behind there, but what about Wayne?
Right, yeah. Wayne did get the lucky dog that time around.
All right.
So apparently, I didn't know, he kind of dipped below the yellow, or the inside line, so I don't know if it was going to give him one off track, or I didn't know if it was going to screw up his lucky dog, but apparently it did not. So yeah, he is our lucky dog recipient.
Well, we got pit stops, we had green flag pit stops, now we got a reset. We're going to get a restart with 30 laps remaining here at Atlanta. Jonathan Atkins, your leader, Robert Fitzpatrick, Alexander Hodge, your top 3 did not pit under this caution. First car with, I guess, 2 tires is Joshua Gaiman and Tyler Bowers. You got Fetter Place back there and Fluger. We're about to settle this one here. As we get 30 laps to go, they enter the Echo Park restart zone. Atkins, your leader. Fitzpatrick second. Green flag flies. We're off and racing here to settle this. 30 laps to go here at Atlanta.
Well, I think Jonathan Gaiman, or Joshua Gaiman, spun his tires a little bit. Couldn't go. Tyler Bowers just dove under him, got away from him pretty quick. I think we had a couple other takers too. That we had 2 tires. I think maybe even Lane Allen maybe taking right sides as well, because he's sitting in 6th right now.
We've seen handling be somewhat of an issue so far tonight. With those 2 tires, you got to wonder what that's going to do to the car.
I mean, for me, I think a 2-tire call probably wouldn't be a bad opportunity. Maybe take some right sides. We didn't have that much left to go in the final ends of this race, but it sure couldn't hurt, right?
Well, I mean, fresher rights are good, but what's it going to do to the balance of the car? We've seen sometimes that makes the car extremely loose, especially on the start, on the get up and go. You see, somebody having a big issue there. Mason Hoffner in the 30. Like he had to hang on to his car a little bit there. We see some smoke on the front stretch as well. I'm not sure what that's from.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, the outside line is just pretty much non-existent right now. They have one, but it's so far back in the field. They need a good pusher up there.
Tell you, we got some cars alive down too that apparently had issues on pit road. Tim Wortman Jr. He was towards the front. Cameron King towards the front. The 43 Meglin towards the front, and Ben Tracy. You talked about him speeding or possibly speeding. Is what I was talking about, or a commitment line violation. One or the other. He's had a penalty. He's in 25th. So all those guys a lap down that I mentioned right there.
Yeah, I know. They've all had probably some issues going on, and it could have been something to do with that green flag stop. Yeah, a little mistake.
So you got a Fury Motorsports car leading. Jonathan Atkins in the 57 leading the race. You got one back there in 20th too, Richie Coy, who stopped is at the back of this pack, and in the middle of the pack's looking a little juicy here, Tony.
Well, yeah, you got some guys too where I think that towards the end of this run, maybe with 5 laps to go here, we're going to start seeing the cream rise to the top here, because I think some of these guys with the 4 tires, they're just going to have a little bit more handling. We might be able to see a move. We might even see a 3-lane action going on here.
Yeah, looks like they're getting a little dicey back here, wondering if this top lane is going to get going or not. And, you got to worry about committal. If you're leading this top lane, you got to worry about the guys behind you being committed. If you start showing signs of weakness, or if the lane's not moving, you're going to start seeing some of these guys duck out and say, okay, we need to do something different.
There goes Fluger to the outside in front of Gaiman.
Gaiman up in the wall.
Yeah.
Contact behind him. The senior, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. in the 12.
Yeah, I don't know if Fluger maybe he spooked Joshua there, and Joshua maybe reacted a little bit.
There's 3 wide back there behind him. Ryan Huff, or behind Ryan Huff, is Hassett, Coy.
Yeah, they got a bit of action going on back there. They kind of settled that out. Well, again, it's going to get to the point where people are going to be watching these laps, and they're going to be like, man, I got to get up here. I got to make a move. I got to do something. And the 3rd lane might be the only option.
Boy, there are Dyson right there. Fluger in front of Gaiman. Gaiman moving all around, getting a push from behind.
Yeah, it's just hurting that lane right now. Those guys on the outside, they are committed up there. They just want to see that lane move again. And with Fluger being in the lead of that lane, if he can get a decent push from Joshua, they might be able to get up there again.
Well, the issue,
Fluger had a quick car.
Is Josh is looking for a way around Fluger instead of helping him and pushing him. There he's pushing him now.
There he is.
He's working out now. And unfortunately, they lost a lot of time there trying to figure that out.
They're trying to make it back up, but yeah, Joshua's definitely he can't look to pass. He's got to look to help right now.
See, he's pulling out right there. They're 3 wide behind him. Who was that back there? Yeah. In the wall. Duranco and the 2. Close to being in the wall. If not in the wall, it's going to fall back a couple of positions. Meanwhile, all this happening behind our lead. What is it? 5, 6, 7 cars? 6 cars?
Yeah. They got a pretty good jump on that inside line right now. Yeah, right now though, that outside line, they got to work together. They got to put their, you're all going to finish behind the top 10 unless you start working together. You can't try to work around. Fluger's got a quick car. He can get up there. Let him lead. You got to push him. You got to help him.
Well, the question is, I wonder if these 2 tires have kind of hurt some of these guys if they took 2.
Well, we know Joshua did. So, yeah.
Unfortunately, it looks like Josh is getting to him right at the end of the straightaway, where you can't really push him then.
Yeah.
That's the timing's just off, and that's one thing that's difficult with this track is the timing of trying to get that push.
Oh, and Joshua's in the wall. Here comes Fitzpatrick Sr.
12 to the middle. He's going to make that pass. Here comes Nick Alfred with him. As they scatter behind him, they leave Gaiman out to the outside lane. There's the two.
Right.
Duranko comes around. Yeah, they're just going to freight train him here at this point.
Yeah. All right, the 12's got to do some pushing now. See if he can get Fluger. Unfortunately, though, yeah, the 12's starting to get out of shape as well. Here comes Nick Alfred. They're 3 wide.
Here, I'm watching the 61. They're 3 wide back there as well. It's getting dicey there. A little contact.
Oh, we got a wreck. Yellow's out.
And that'd be Fitzpatrick Sr. going around. Joshua Gaiman. Nope. Senior going around. Let's go back and look at our best one.
Wow.
Tire and Auto Care instant replay. Not sure we saw this one live. Let's see. 3 wide down the front stretch. Ooh, contact from behind the purple car there.
Yeah, the 12 had contact with the 92. Right in the tri-oval, right in that danger zone. Cameron King really had nowhere to go.
The 93 or 92? Is it King?
Yeah, 92 and 12 got together. The 12 was coming down. There really wasn't a space for the 12 to be there.
Yeah. Beat up on all ends there.
Ryan Bliss gets turned. He got knocked down the track. I don't think he actually got turned. Look and see the rest of the carnage here. There's quite a bit of it. Man, 61, a Gaiman gets slammed.
Well, Gaiman through this. That was Huff. Huff got through.
A lot of guys did a pretty good job of getting away from that and staying out of that. Really, the main damaged car I see is Fitzpatrick Sr. He definitely got the main front of that.
Happened, developed right there in front of Brian Bliss. Got a little right front damage, but he gets through.
Yep. And Gaiman's on pit road too. We did have a few takers. The people that didn't come though, the people that didn't come in the last pit stop. So yeah, Atkins, Fitzpatrick Jr., and Alexander Hodge still 1, 2, 3 right now.
Well, Gaiman's going to rue the fact that he was back there, got involved in that because he was towards the front there. Got shuffled out when he got up against the wall, goes to the back, and he's just in the prime position to get caught up in that wreck.
Yeah, through all that, Brian Dixon looks like he's going to be your lucky dog recipient right now. So he's going to get his lap back. I'll tell you, some of these other guys cannot catch a break.
Dixon's still several laps down, but he's going to get one of those laps back.
I'm only showing 1 lap down for Dixon.
He's one. Maybe he's 1 now.
Oh, okay. Maybe, yeah, he might have been. Maybe it was 2 earlier. He did get the lucky dog, though.
Well, we're going to line up for this restart with 13 laps remaining. Got about halfway through that 30-lap run before the caution came out. We got about halfway to go here at the end. With Jonathan Atkins leading Fitzpatrick Jr., Hodge, Fetter Place, and Bowers, your top 5.
Yeah, a little over 10 to go, and this is when things are going to get even spicier. We thought we've been seeing this get heated up. Oh, it's going to get really hot.
Well, you got a couple teammates up there. So to line this up, Hodge is on the inside behind Atkins, and he is teammates with the 28 of Fitzpatrick, who leads that outside lane. So I look for those to maybe try to find each other and get hooked up and help each other out. You got Fetter Place and Bowers back there behind them. They are teammates. And really, that's about it. You're going to try to find teammates, but I don't know that if you're too, you might not be too concerned. 13 laps remaining. You just got to work with whoever you got around you.
Right. Well, you do got Lane Allen in the 57 as well. They're kind of pseudo teammates. So I mean, you got a couple pairings up there in the top 6. Can they all get lined up?
Can they all get along for 13 laps? I guess we'll find out. Pace car pulls off. Yeah. We enter the restart zone. 13 laps remaining. Atkins jumps out to a lead. Green flag flies, and we're ready to settle this one here at Atlanta.
See who's that on the inside line that didn't go, although we got Lane Allen didn't go either. Man, Julio Villalobos really has got to work on them restarts. He's been sleeping every restart, it seems like.
Now you got the teammates lined up second and third.
There you are. Yep.
Hodge back there behind the 28 of Fitzpatrick, who's all over the back bumper of the 57 of Atkins, leading into turn 3 and 4. Here comes Bowers to the outside with help from his teammate, the 34 of Brandon Fetterplace, trying to lead that outside lane.
Well, it was going to be one of the set of teammates are going to have to actually make that move before the other set of teammates do. And right now,
Kermit Henney,
wow,
wreck on the front stretch, hits the wall, keeps it rolling though. We stay green.
Man, and it completely shuffled up the front pack. I mean, Tyler Bowers and Fetterplace are all down to 5th and 6th right now. Or no, 7th and 7th. Oh, I almost said it fully.
Yeah, a couple of teammates in 6-7.
I'll tell you though, Adkins is in the worst spot right now, especially with teammates behind him. They can settle him out real quick.
Ryan Huff up there in the 5th spot, doing a good job as well. Showing up in the top 5 after getting involved early in that accident. Has rebounded. He is in 5th spot, trying to hang on against these guys on the outside. Though here comes the teammates. Fetterplace and Bowers lined up on the outside.
Yeah, they got checked up, but yeah, they're trying to get that lane moving again here.
10 laps remaining here. Oh, and here comes the car shooting to the outside. Fluker going to lead that outside lane. The 21, we've seen he's had speed.
I think if there's one car to get back up to the front there, yeah, it's that 21 right now. He's definitely showing speed all night long. And yeah, look at them. They are moving.
Fluger, Bowers, Fetterplace on the outside, nose to tail, trying to push towards that front. Right now, your leader, though, Jonathan Atkins with Fitzpatrick and Hodge right behind him.
Bowers was giving him a push all the way through turns 3 and 4. It looks like he almost was going to do it in 1 and 2 as well, but almost got the 21 a little out of shape there.
Yeah, they come off the corner.
Got the length.
Is the 57 going to block that at high lane? He's going to stay low for now as they head down the back into turn 3.
Well, the 57's really got to kind of, if he can keep that outside lane up to the second car, at least that second, you know, the Fitzpatrick Jr. right now won't be able to kind of dive out and maybe kind of game that start. So, I mean, Atkins definitely, he needs help, though, right now.
Here comes Fluger with that big round on the outside, but they are disconnected on the outside. Inside lane's connected, pushing down the backstretch. Who's going to have the momentum? Fluger's going to clear.
He's going to dive. Yeah, he's going to dive. I'm waiting for it any second. I think he missed the spot. Maybe not. He's still there.
Yeah,
there he goes.
On the inside, not able to do anything. Hold off Fluger. Fluger to the inside, takes the lead with 7 laps remaining. Now jumps back to the top side.
He's definitely doing a little bit of mirror driving. Maybe found that the car works a little better on that top side.
Wanted to block that outside lane, but here comes the inside lane. Where do you want to be? How much do you want to hold them back?
Man, this is, I knew it was going to get spicy, but I wasn't expecting this.
6 laps left. Fluger out front. Jumps back to the top in front of his teammate Bowers, or pseudo teammate, or.
I know I've said this in some speedway races, really on all. You got to make it to the last corner of the last lap if you want to have a shot at it.
Well, here comes the inside lane with some momentum back to the front. Jonathan Atkins, with help from the 28 of Fitzpatrick Jr., is going to push him back to the lead here at the line. 5 laps remaining.
Well, you want to kind of manage your temperatures too. So, you know, I can imagine some of these guys are just kind of keeping the car a little bit cool right now, getting ready to push. They're obviously not letting one lane escape right now. I mean, they're door to door, bumper to bumper as it is.
Tyler Bowers off the track a little bit. 57 up the track as well. It's going to break him up there off turn 4.
Still didn't hurt the speed of Fluger. I think Fluger still, he was able to lead that lap.
They are all over each other now, pushing for everything it's worth. 4 laps remaining. And Atlanta, Atkins up front, Fluger on the outside, Atkins on the inside.
Yeah, fortunately, everybody right behind them. They really have no place to go. They're just out there for a ride.
Fluger, a little bit of a run through 3 and 4. Going to clear off turn 4. Going to take the lead of this race. Sole lead. I say that. Here comes 57 back to the inside.
Yeah, well, Fitzpatrick Jr. right now, he is definitely giving him the push on the right. He's giving Atkins the push when he needs that push. He's definitely helping him. Here comes Fluger. I'm waiting to see him maybe dive down. Again, I don't know if he's got the car to ride down below, though.
They got disconnected a little bit there on the inside. It allowed Fluger to take the lead there. 2 laps. 2 laps remaining here at Atlanta.
All right. Jr. just latched on Atkins.
I wonder if he had to cool it off a little bit.
Well, it was a sloppy latch on, but yeah, he got a little out of shape. He's going to try and go for it again, I imagine. I have a feeling that we are not going to see these guys break bumpers for a whole lap.
Oh, 57 up the track just a little bit. Top outside lanes connected together, but it got the 21 sideways. We're going to come to the white flag. 1 lap remaining here at Atlanta. Big run by the inside.
Yeah, you're going to have to give a good, clean push right now. Try not to get anybody out of shape.
Through 1 and 2, side by side. The inside kind of inches ahead here down the backstretch for the final time. That inside's got to get connected. The 21's clear. Now the 94 looking to the outside. 3 wide for the lead coming off turn 4. The 57 of Atkins on the inside. You got the 94 Bowers on the outside. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Atkins. Jonathan Atkins wins the race in a big wreck afterward.
Wow. They were just about 4 wide coming to the line for second place there.
What a finish.
I think the 94 kind of shot his shot. I think he went for that lead, but I think he may have been able to hang on to it.
What a finish. He shot him out front and then hung him out, went to the outside to try to get around the 21. It slowed the 21 down. The 57 come back on the inside, 3 wide to the line. And by a slim margin, the 57, Jonathan Atkins, gets it done here in Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, Tyler still did pretty good. I think he still got second out of it, but man, he might have. If he would have hung with the 21 a little bit longer, he might have been able to make that move for the lead.
57 going to burn it down here. Let's go back and look at that last lap here. 1 lap to go as they come off the corner here. We're going to watch this whole final lap as the 57 leads the outside, the 21 being pushed by the 94 of Bowers on the outside. Fluger in the lead at this point. Going into 1 and 2, still side by side. The 57 of Atkins surges ahead, but here comes that head of steam down the backstretch with that 21 and the 94 attached. They go into 3 and 4. He thinks he's pushed the 21 clear, expects the 21 to go low, I think. Goes to the outside of the 21. Just enough room there. 3 wide through 3 and 4. I don't even know what to say. They were almost 4 wide there crossing the start-finish line. Unfortunately, the 34 gets turned there after the start-finish line, but what a finish.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. Again, if you can make it to that last corner, last lap, you got a shot. And Atkins did what he had to do with no help, too. He was just out there by himself.
On board the 94, you see the 21 get loose there. I think he lost a little momentum there. 94 on the outside, trying his best to get there. Just too much, I think too much space to make up around the outside. Too long of a distance to catch that 57 on the inside. And honestly, it kind of comes down to Junior giving that push on the inside lane, keeping him up there.
Yep. Well, we say it a lot, too, at the super speedway races. Are you content running 5th? Are you content running 10th? Are you content running 2nd? And sometimes you just got to push your lane and work with the car that's in front of you to help yourself.
Yeah, it's amazing. What a finish.
Yeah.
Let's go back and look at, see what happened to the 34. Who finished third, but he's got a tore up race car there because after the finish, he went for a ride. He gets up there behind the 94, tries to push for all its might. And actually gets turned from behind there.
It almost looked like he checked up a little bit because he didn't want to tear into the 94 coming in the line there. And he was one of those cars that was almost in that 4-wide situation.
See, it's Hodge behind him, but was it Hodge or was it?
There was Villa Lobos.
Trying to keep the 34. Oh, yeah. Just pushing through the start-finish line and unfortunately wrecked some race cars after the start-finish line. But those incident points will still count, unfortunately, for those guys involved. So I'm sure they're going to be sending the 45 a check for that one. But
yeah.
Anyway, hey, what a finish.
I'll tell you, all in all, great race by everybody. I mean, we had a couple of yellows, nothing too huge, and great run to the end. A lot of fun tonight. I knew it was going to be fun to watch. I ain't going to lie.
That was crazy. Well, let's look at our results here for the Atlanta 250 for the Victory Fuel Cup Series here. Jonathan Atkins winning an exciting race there in the Ford, number 57, getting it done.
Daddy Atkins.
Yeah, Daddy Atkins, as Batiste would call him. Tyler Bowers finishing in second in that 94. Great run for those guys, along with the 34 Fetter Place. Good second and third for Hot Lap Heroes there. Victor Pfluger wins finishes fourth in the number 21 Chevrolet. Fifth spot for the 28 of Fitzpatrick Jr. Great push in there on the bottom there by Fitzpatrick. Comes home in fifth. Sixth spot for Julio Villalobos in the number 45. Seventh spot for the 53 of Alexander Hodge. Ryan Huff finishes up in eighth spot. Great rebound for him for sure. The ninth spot goes to the 98 of Nick Alford. 10th spot for the 91 of Stephen Hassett. 11th spot going to go to the 30 of Mason Hoffner. The 18 of J.P. Burns going to finish in 12th spot. 13th for the 19 of Richie Coy. He went to the back and never recovered, or wasn't able to recover there at the end, unfortunately. Finishes off in 13th. 14th for Alan Duranco. 15th spot goes to the 61 of Joshua Gaiman. And 16th goes to the 72 of Casey McMullen Sr.
All right. Then we have Brian Bliss in 17th. Lane Allen, 18th. Kevin Ruff, 19th. Fitzpatrick Sr., 20th. Cameron King, 21. Ben Tracy, 22. Tim Wortman Jr., 23. Lewis Meglin, 24. Brian Dixon, 25th spot. Wayne Grassi, 26th. David Duran, 27th. Kermit Henn, 28th. Derek Catt, 29th. James Torrey, 30th. And then, don't pay attention to me out there. I didn't race, obviously.
Good 31st place finish for you, Tony, and no incidents. So that's pretty good. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk to our top three finishers, see what they have to say about tonight's exciting event here at Atlanta. And we'll do all that on the other side of this commercial break. So we'll be right back after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
The best team.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
Back here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, finishing up the Atlanta 250 for the Victory Fuel Cup Series here on Full Throttle Television. What an exciting finish we had here tonight. Can't wait to hear what some of these drivers have to say about the racing tonight. It was clean and green for the most part, had some issues at the end, and what a fantastic finish. So we're going to kick it over to our post-race show here presented by Victory Fuel, and we'll talk to our top three finishers, starting with our third place finisher, Mr. Brandon Fetterplace. Brandon, man, congratulations. Third place finish. You were up there all night, man. And we talked about how mentally draining this race can be, especially if you're running up front all night, inches apart from each other. Like I said, closer than you actually park at the grocery store, running side by side, door to door, nose to tail. Just talk about the racing, man, out there. It looked like it was a lot of fun out there. Everybody having some respect, and it got intense there at the end.
Yeah, you're right. I'm pretty tired after that one. That was it was a very good race. I mean, I'm normally not a big fan of these types of races. As you've seen last week, I end up normally junked. But tonight, I came in with positivity. We're just going to go to the front, and luckily I was able to do that for a little while. And the first stage, trying to help out my teammate. And ended up giving him the stage win, not trying to, but but we got first and second there, so that was nice. And I think as a team we ran really great tonight. We were just able to make moves, and it seemed like everybody was racing pretty good tonight, which was really nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was like everybody was really taking care of each other early on there. We had green flag pit stops here, and that in itself is going to be a challenge. But yeah, you talk about your team, man. You guys, your team had you guys were organized. You stayed up front, working together. Stayed up front all race, it seemed like. And after pit stops, too, after those green flag pit stops, you guys assumed the lead and just kind of drove out there until we had that caution.
Yeah, we were. I felt like this was probably, the norm for us. We work really well together. That's kind of the reason why we're all, teammates. We race all week together, and then we come here and we race. So I feel really good. I trust those guys, and there's a lot of trust going on. So we end up running pretty well most of the time, as long as we're all not getting killed like last week.
Well, I guess this kind of balances out. Last week had a rough one last week and a good run tonight. You kind of find yourself half and half. At least it kind of balanced out going forward with no playoffs for the season. And honestly, this 14 race season, you want to get those points as much as you can. You kind of can balance those out. Well, next week we had to do a road course, so that's a whole nother ball of yarn right there too. So how are you feeling about next week and your points position here?
Well, with the points format change, it definitely makes the racing more stressful because every point matters. And after last week, I knew I needed to kind of turn it around. So we got some stage points tonight. We got third place. I feel pretty good about COTA. I do like road course racing. I'm excited that we're going. And we might have something for them, but if not, I feel like we're going to finish pretty well.
Yeah, just a solid finish for sure, man. Yeah, well, again, another great finish tonight. I know it kind of ended there after the checkered flag, maybe not the way not the way you wanted it, but
Yeah,
up until
rough.
that point, man, you guys did a good job there, kind of controlling those lanes, running the lanes at the top, man. A third place is nothing to sneeze at here in Atlanta for sure. Another good run for you and for the team, man. So I'm going to hand you the mic, let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
Thanks, man. Thanks to Hot Lap Heroes, obviously the greatest team in this league. Working with these guys is so awesome. premier setup shop for the lightning fast speed that we've had and we will continue to have. And thanks to y'all for the broadcast. Thanks to everyone who watches the broadcast. It's really cool to go back and watch these things and see all the comments. Other than that, hey, thanks to all. Oh, sorry, thanks to all the league sponsors, and we'll go get them next week.
All right, man. Sounds good. Look forward to seeing you next week at COTA. We'll see you there.
Thank you.
All right, there's your third place finisher, Brandon Fennerplace, getting it done tonight here in the top three. Another solid night for him for sure. And Tony, I believe you're standing by with his teammate there in second place, Mr. Tyler Bowers.
Yeah, I'm over here, second place finisher, Tyler Bowers, man. Man, you were up front all night, led a bunch of laps, was pushing there towards the end, snuck out, try to make that move work. How was your night tonight?
Yeah, hey, thanks, Tony. Yeah, and I was good. Had the car nice and trimmed out from to get out there and lead. I think from the beginning of the race, the team decided that we needed to be in front and control the race. You know, kind of opposite of what we tried to do at Daytona, where we kind of tried to stay in the back, but and that ended up costing us. You know, we all got wrecked in that first wreck there. So tonight was all about controlling the race, and that's what we set out to do, and that's what we did until the very end there.
Well, yeah, well, you definitely did, you know, mission success, I would say. I mean, you guys were up front for most of the race. You had your teammate kind of behind you too. Again, yeah, you try to pull out, make that move work at the end. At what point did you think? I almost kind of felt like you waited or you went a little too early. But I don't know. What were your thoughts? I mean, I think you were in solid second place range anyway. But I think if you would have waited a little bit more, maybe pushed them a little bit more, maybe even dove it down a little sooner, you might have had that win.
Yeah. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to push Victor out and push myself out clear of the leader, and then I was going to drop down below him going into three. And I know my car could turn really well on the bottom, and so I would have been able to, you know, pull around and get a bit of a gap there, but wasn't able to push him clear. And then my thought was I was going to run high and pull out beside Vic, and I was hoping he was going to pull down and side draft the leader, but he didn't, and so it didn't allow him to pull back enough, and so we kind of were all just nose and nose, and then he kind of had the better run. Jonathan got the better run on the bottom coming to the line. So then we ended up nice. It was 3 or 4 wide there at the finish.
Yeah, it was almost 4 wide towards the end there. And I mean, yeah, again, you had a great night. I mean, up in front for most of the race, and you definitely were making some pretty good moves too, kind of protecting both lanes. And I noticed when you were in the outside lane too, you guys, you were definitely a factor keeping that outside lane running. So again, congrats on your second. And yeah, the floor is yours, my man.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to thank Victory Fuel for putting this on. Thank you guys for broadcasting. Thank the guys over at Premier, always building rocket ships for everywhere we go. Thanking BP over at Hot Lap Heroes for bringing me on this year. And then, you know, Nick as well for pushing. We're working real well all night. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Well, again, congrats on second place. Good run tonight and road course next week. So, yeah, we'll see you there.
Thanks.
All right, Brody, I believe you were with our winner. I actually said it right. The winner, Jonathan Atkins.
Yeah, he's not leading anymore. He's won the race. It's over.
He's not leading, yeah.
Jonathan, man, congratulations down here in Victory Lane. Your teammate got it done last week. Richie Coy tonight. You get it done here tonight, man. But you had to work for it, man. It looked rough out there. It was hard. I know you guys were pushing hard out there on the bottom and the top. I was trading it out and back. I don't think we knew who was going to win or what was going to happen till we got to the checkered flag there.
Yeah, it's a handful. Even like you're riding around wide open on the bottom, and it looks pretty easy. But I felt like every lap I was going to crash in front of the field. But we hang on there, and then I think the 94 got to the outside of the 21 there in 3 and 4, and it kind of sealed the deal. Like once that top line fell apart, it was going to be close if they'd have stayed up together. But once the top line kind of split up there, I knew I had it. So.
Yeah, I think the 94 thought he had him push cleared and he was going to drop to the bottom, so he went to the top. Well, the 21 didn't drop, and so You guys ended up 3-1. It was exciting, man. It was an exciting finish for sure. We enjoyed the race all the way through, man. But early on, you and the 19 decided to drop to the back of the field. You guys were riding back there towards the back there early on, and you guys kind of split strategy there when that caution came out. You stayed out. He went to the back. Well, I think we know which one worked out.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of told him, we'll do whatever you want to do, and they're coming. That one caution he pitted, I didn't. I felt like I cut across the yellow box, and I'm like, I need to stay out because if not, I'm going to get unsafe pit entry. And he ended up getting one, so I definitely was outside of it. But I planned on pitting, but it stayed out, and then I kind of had to sleep in the bed I made there. So
yeah, well, the bed's pretty comfy if you ask me down here in Victory Lane.
Yeah. That's right. The track position was so key once you got too wide there, and I was a little worried once we fell back to the back that we weren't gonna be able to make it back up. But they all singled out, and we were able to get kind of the high line running and roll up there. But
well, I was going to ask you that too. After those green flag stops, you guys come out and you kind of had a deficit to the front pack. You at the 19 and the 90. Who was that? The 93?
Yeah, Ryan Huff.
Ryan Huff kind of hooked up together there. You guys were able to run down that pack. Did you think that was possible at that point? We were kind of surprised to see 3 cars able to make up time on that big pack up there.
I really didn't. I guess they just weren't really hooked together well because I thought they were going to drive away from us and we were going to fall back to the pack behind us, and then we could probably catch them. But yeah, we had some good runs there and called them at the right time and went to the top there. And 29. We were going to be in a good spot even before the caution came out, even pushing the 29 on the top there, but he kind of lost it. Like I said, they're so edgy. Like in practice, I've crashed in front of the field twice, so it just happens.
Well, that speaks to the volume of what you guys were able to accomplish out there tonight. Very few cautions, a long green flag run there, green flag pit stops. Yeah, it got a little dicey there at the end, but you kind of expect that in these races, man. But a great race you guys have put on for sure. A great win. You should be proud of winning this one because there was a lot of people in contention there at the end, and a lot you had to hold off there. So, man, congratulations on that. I'm going to throw it to Tony there and let Tony have a few words.
Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations to Daddy Atkins. That's it. You got Donnie in there saying, good rooting on Daddy Atkins.
I was wondering if it was Donnie or my kid.
Yeah, well, he says, call him Daddy Atkins. Donnie, I'm just reading that message now, and I was already going to do it. But, man, the winning you're in doesn't work anymore. So, unfortunately, I mean, you still won, but, I mean, it's still a hell of a good points night for you tonight as well. And, yeah, you had a pretty hard-fought battle. And I don't know if you truly listened to what Richie wanted, because I'm sure Richie wanted to be up there with you, and that didn't come to pass.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say you couldn't talk him into, not pitting and staying out like you did.
Well, it was one of them deals, and he was like, I'm going to follow the car in front of me, and I was going to follow him, and it just kind of got crossed up there, and I knew I crossed the box for sure, and I'm like, I was kind of worried I was still going to get a penalty, but I told him if I crossed it, you were really, really close, and sure enough, he got the penalty there. I think we'd have been okay if we'd all went to the back, because there'd only been a couple of cars on old tires out front, but it kind of worked out, and I inherited the lead there and just kind of stuck to the bottom and hope for the best.
Well, you did a great job tonight. Yeah, so congrats again on your win.
Yeah, great job out there tonight. We turn our attention to Dakota. I know you want to probably get down there and celebrate in the infield a little bit, so we're going to let you do that, man. But congratulations. What an exciting, eventful race here tonight. It was fun to watch. I'm sure it was fun to be a part of, even though if it was stressful and you're going to have to rest for a couple of days to recoup, you better get back on that horse because we got Coda coming up next, man. So I'm going to throw it to you, let you do your shout outs, your sponsor plugs. The floor is yours.
First off, thank Wyatt for all the help and all the work he puts in on the setups for us, and Fury Motorsports, all my teammates, Richie, Biggie, Lane, Ben. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. There's like 12 of us in that Discord. Shock Eye, Studio 10, Miller Family Trucking, Speed Ranch, Churchill Roofing, Bab Construction, and last but not least, my smoking hot wife.
All right, man. Well, there's our winner tonight, Jonathan Atkins. Got to thank that wife. And Jonathan, I got to tell you, you're probably going to buy a whole lot of batteries with the money you won here tonight. So congratulations. Looking forward to it. And we'll see you next week at COTA.
All right.
All right, there's your winner tonight, Jonathan Atkins, getting it done here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, winning the Atlanta 250 for the Victory Fuel Cup Series. Tony, what an amazing, exciting finish to a really clean, really respectful, great race we had here tonight.
It was. I mean, 100%. I mean, yeah, very clean, very respectful. I mean, we had very minimal cautions. We weren't really sure what we were going to get tonight. And honestly, everybody tonight really surprised me. They did a really great job. A lot of respect out there. Even we had a couple of little boo-boos out there, but nothing major. And, a lot of guys, were able to kind of get through it, and no major damage with a lot of guys either. And it just, I'm impressed. They surprised us once again and did a hell of a job. Gave us a great finish as well. So what more could you ask for, right?
Well, that is why they're here in the Victory Fuel Cup Series, the clean racing, the maintaining that low incident count, all that stuff goes into providing some very clean races for these guys. And so we love to see it. We love to see it working out, and hope everybody's enjoying it. It was a lot of fun for us. I hope it was a lot of fun for them. Well, everybody's going to take a break now, Tony. Going to take a breath. The super speedways are over. Thank goodness. And then you turn around and guess what's next? A road course.
Yeah, not a normal oval.
So you think you didn't know what was going to happen tonight. Just wait. We show up at COTA next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys can watch it right here live on Full Throttle Television. Definitely want to tune in. See these guys tackle that tricky road course, the COTA, the short track at COTA. Should be a lot of fun. Those guys seem to like the short track a lot better, and it does provide some great racing. So look forward to seeing who kind of comes home on top out there and adds their name to the winner list here in the Victory Fuel Cup Series. But that's going to do it for us, Tony, here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The super speedways are finished. We're done. We're over with for a few weeks anyway, and we head to COTA next week. So hope everybody had fun. We enjoyed calling it. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast as well. So for Tony Solari and everybody at Full Throttle Television, my name is Brady Hanna. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week from Texas.